Hello, welcome to Perkuno Namai, our Nudura ICF dream home. Hi, I'm Kreg Obergfell. I'm the owner of Perkuno Namai here in Breckenridge, Colorado. I'm also the architect who designed this house. Here with me is Jim Vanderkar. He's the builder for this project. He really performed well on this house for us.
I appreciate that. It was a pleasure working with you, and this has been a great project. Really exciting and challenging project, building up here at almost 11,000 feet.
I've known about ICF for many years, probably over 30 years, but I took a course, a Nudura ICF course a few years ago and just expanded my knowledge base. And when we started to think about building up here, it just seemed like a natural for us because of the strength and the durability and the thermal comfort that ICF provides. We get about 300 inches of snow every year up here in Breckenridge at this elevation, 10,700 feet. And you'll see pictures of the house and how the snow piles up against it. And I really thought that wood frame construction, which is typical on most residential projects, wasn't a real good fit for this. I wanted something that was going to be airtight, provide great insulation, be quiet, and ICF, I think, is a perfect solution for us, and so far we're very happy with it.
You know, similar to Kreg, most of the construction, the residential construction that I've done over the last 15 years has been, classic dimensional lumber framing. So when this opportunity presented itself, it was a great opportunity to learn about a new product and the challenges that came with it and the benefits that also come with it. Really, I think the unknown was a lot harder than the actual doing it. Once we started getting into it, it really ran really smooth and was a great experience. All the way through, to the completion when we did our final energy audits and our blower door test, and this home really just outperformed any single family home that I've built to date. Our blower door test was just incredible. To score under a 1 for an ACH 50 is just outstanding. There's a very slim margin of homes that are qualifying for that, and to be in that category just feels awesome.
What is really wonderful about being here in this spot in Breckenridge at 10,700 feet is the connection to nature. The views, the natural light, even feeling the snow coming down, that was very important to me. So we incorporated a lot of glass into this project, and you would think that a house built out of concrete and steel would limit your ability to have a lot of windows and large windows. Well, we accomplished large windows and big, beautiful windows that help bring nature, the trees, into the inside of the house. You feel like you're part of the site, and that's very important. Another aspect that was important to me, and it does create some challenges, was I wanted the house to set as close as possible to natural grade as possible. That way, in the summertime, when we walk out that door right there, we're right in it. We're right in the middle of the forest. We're right in the middle of where we want to have a fire pit. We are feeling like indoor-outdoor relationship is almost seamless. So those were things that were very important to us. In terms of the function of how we wanted the house to work and operate, we wanted to have a house that had very little maintenance to it because it's expensive, and lots of things get deferred into the future. So we selected materials that would last and require the least amount of maintenance over the years. And of course, wildfire is a big concern, especially up in the forest where we are. We did a lot of selective trimming of trees around the house, but when we selected the ICF, it was important to us to have a fire-resistant material as much as possible. And ICF has a good reputation for being fire-resistant.
One of the things that we talk about is how great it is that the house is so tight because of this construction style. And with that comes certain requirements for air handling and air mitigation. So we actually have two separate units. We have a unit for the crawl space to make sure that the crawl space is mitigated and that we're not having moisture building up in the crawl space down below. But then we've got another system that's designed to cycle air throughout the bedrooms and the living space in these upper floors here. So we've got those in some concealed spaces and they're working great.
It makes for a healthy living environment. We have fresh air in here in every room. We don't have stale air anywhere, so that's nice. One of the other nice aspects of the ICF that we've discovered is there are no drafts in this house. It's tight. So a lot of old houses and houses that are built in challenging locations, you're going to have some cold spots in different areas of the house. This house feels comfortable in every corner, every inch of it. It's been just wonderful.
When we're building in our environment, right, climate zone 7, it's aggressive, and to have a really comfortable home, one of the tools we use is a radiant floor. So you've got heat tubes, that have glycol in them that run through the floor systems, and it's a very comfortable, moderated heat. That's a very, well, A, it's very comfortable for your feet, but B, it's just very energy efficient, and it's a great system. That's what we've got in this house, and it's performing really well. And really, we're able to get away with a very modest boiler. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a very consistent heat throughout. There are a number of coordinated products that we used from Trimco on this project, not just the ICF, which is Nudura, but the pre-buck system, which is the system that frames all the openings and the windows are fastened to. The pre-buck system contains the concrete from going into the opening, and it also provides a really solid and robust attachment for windows. And then beyond that, the whole ICF system was painted on with a product called EnviroDry, which provides that moisture and water barrier so that it doesn't get inside the ICF. And on top of that, we put furring strips, and the siding was attached to the furring strips, so we created this airspace between the ICF and the backside of the siding. That keeps everything dry. So that whole system worked very well and seemed to be designed to work together very well.
In addition to those products, right, we use the Exo Air flashing system and the Dimonic waterproofing system. Having it all designed to be from one manufacturer was fantastic, right? One representative is who we had. We had one point of contact throughout the process for these products, and it really streamlined the process, right?
Sure.
As a builder, having to navigate different products from different suppliers and trying to make sure that they all work together, this removed a lot of that headache and a lot of that stress for me on my end, and it just really played together really well.
And as a designer, you know that the products are compatible. And that's also a very big concern, that you don't want products that deteriorate each other or fight each other. We know that those products are designed to work together.
And not that I think we're going to need it, but the warranty is also, it's all the same company, so it makes it very, very robust, where I feel very good that we're protected. There's not going to be finger pointing going on from one manufacturer to the other. It's all in-house, and there's one point of contact for it, which makes that about as seamless as it can be.
That's a dream scenario.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hesitate again to use an ICF. I hope actually I get to do many more ICF projects because this one has turned out very well.
For me and from my perspective, the fear of the unknown was way harder than the actual process. Once we got into it and I started understanding the system, it was actually very streamlined and actually was very user-friendly, way easier than I would have expected it to be. And I look forward to using it more. And actually, some of the town of Breckenridge energy officials have been asking me about it, and they've actually noticed this home, and it's been on their radar. So I think it's going to become more and more popular as these energy codes get tighter and tighter. We have strict energy codes up here. This is a prescriptive path home. In order to pass our final inspections, we were going to need to hit a 2.7 ACH 50 for a blower door test, and coming in at a 0.97, we got a nice high five from the energy rater and said, I don't see this often. And it was definitely a moment of triumph that felt great.
Trimco and Nudura provide a lot of videos and instruction material on how these things go together. I did a lot of research as I was preparing the construction drawings, and I found a lot of details that worked perfectly with the design of the house. So there are good resources for designers, and I think those resources are also great for the builders. If they're not comfortable with how things are put together, there's great videos and there's great instruction materials available.
Use the local sales reps. Reach out to the local sales reps and talk to them. Once you kind of break through and start having some of the conversations, there's all kinds of opportunities for training and continuing education with what they offer and how they can be used. So much of the conversations I have with clients is around schedule. And the benefits of doing a system with ICF is just, they're phenomenal schedule-wise. I think there's all kinds of potential to tighten up the schedules and really push the envelope on what's possible there.
There's a great future for ICF. It's because of the energy codes keep getting more stringent every year. And the comfort is, obviously that's a big factor. Fire resistance, all those things really make ICF attractive for a designer and a homeowner.